Lydia Eldridge here. I am here to help you all with Square websites. So, sorry for my 2-minute delay, but we had to make sure all the kids were taken care of and all of that crazy stuff because I do have 6 kids and it's crazy. So, for those of you who don't know me, I have been a part of the marketing group for a year and a half now, maybe going on 2 years? No, a year and a half. And like I said, I have 6 children. Just recently had our youngest, who is a preemie, and he's now 6 months old. Yay! He's doing really well. And I'm married to the most amazing man in the world. And he is a former Marine, and he now is a police officer, and he's pretty amazing. So, and I am a stay-at-home mom slash homeschooling mom slash, obviously, full-time business baker, and some of you may know my story. Actually, a lot of you may know my story, but I used to be a teacher, and I quit last December, or this past December. Yeah, so I guess last December. And I was just overwhelmed. I was like, I can't, I can't do this teaching job anymore. And a lot of you have walked me walked through that journey with me. And I, at the time, was not making enough to necessarily cover what I was making in teaching. And so I knew I was going to have to really get my butt into gear. Although that first month after quitting, I kind of went into a bit of a depression, felt like I lost my identity. I just, teaching was everything to me. And so went through a month or so of just like depression and everything. And Heather and Corey and everybody just kind of lifted me up and were like, you can do this. I was like, yes, I can. And I am here to say that finally just hit the ground running in February, and I am now making more than I was making teaching. So hopefully that encourages all of you who are like, I don't know if I want to quit my job. I don't know if I can. It is possible. It really is. And I will say that my Square website, after figuring it out, and getting it lined up the way that I needed it to, this has brought in so many of my sales, and it takes away a lot of the middleman work, and Square records everything for you when they place orders and stuff, so I don't have to think about it when people are ordering things. I can just give the link, say, hey, order from here, and there you go. Except for invoices, I do have to send my invoices, and and obviously when they pay through that, I keep track of my orders from that. But I am just going to. There is a lot of information, so hang on. And also, I do talk fast, and I am sorry. That is just the norm for me. Buckle in, hang on. You got this. And if you have to watch the video multiple times, then do it. I'm thinking I might need to do this in 2 parts. So I might need to do 2 videos because there is so much. But today my focus is teaching you how to set up your homepage so it looks professional. When people click on it, they're like, whoa, like this is a real website. And then how to set up your items, because you can separate them. You can make items where it tells them exact pickup dates. Like if you have something that people can perpetually order, you can make sure they are only able to pick up on certain days at certain times, and you can set that up. And because I have items that people can order at all times. But I have set it up so that they know that there is a 2-day processing time and there are specific pickup window times. So I set that up in a way that when they order Square, like the website automatically lets them know, your order will be ready on this day at this time. And it also tells me, hey, you have an order, this order needs to be ready by this day at this time. And then if you're leaving for vacation, you can also go in there and set up, you can change it so that it knows, hey, she's gone on vacation. Like, so that if they place an order, then it won't allow them to pick up until after you're back from vacation. And then you can also have your pre-orders. I'm going to teach you how to do the pre-orders, where you can set up specific pickup dates and times that they have to select. And then that is separate from the perpetual ordering, like people can order at any time. And then there's also events. So cookie classes. I'm going to teach you how to set up events. And then I'm also going to just kind of walk you through on how to create pages and make clickable items and things that are clickable and unclickable. I might not be able to get through it all today, so that's why I'm saying we might need to do 2 parts. All right, so we are going to just jump right on in. Oh, hold on, before we jump right on in, sorry. So some of you, I feel like I need to explain this because some of you think that you may have found a workaround when it comes to connecting your own domain to Square. Square is smarter than that. And what happens is you're like, well, I want to get the workaround. I don't want to have to pay the $140 a year to have my own domain. And then, some people say, hey, you can do it. It's free. It's free for the first year. Whether or not you select the payment plan, the $140 a year payment plan, they will give you your first year free. But then when the second year rolls around, when that 1 year mark ends, if you think you got the workaround, it's going to tell you, hey, you can't use this domain anymore. You are not, you have to upgrade or notch down to I think it's like called square.site or site.square.com or something. It's their subdomain. Subdomain means basically they give you a domain within Square, and that's why it's called a subdomain. If you want your own domain, you can either purchase your own elsewhere and then attach it, but after the first year, you are going to have to pay. So what I chose to do was go ahead and select the payment plan. It's still free for the first year. I purchased my domain independently from Square because I wanted to be able to have the freedom of disconnecting from Square if I decided I wanted a different kind of website builder. If I wanted to use a different website builder, I didn't want to purchase it through Square because then I didn't want it to be attached through Square. So I purchased my domain elsewhere, and then now I have had my website for over a year, so I had to pay the $140, but it is so worth it. It is so worth it. And okay, I got a notice saying someone wants to join me on video. I don't know what that means. I don't know if they're wanting to like just watch. I don't know if she's trying to connect, do video to video. So I felt like I needed to explain that before diving in, because I feel like a lot of people are confused about that. They're saying, well, I had it for free. Why is it making me pay? Because it's only free for the first year, whether you selected a payment plan or not, which I think is cool. They give you a whole year for free. Like, that's awesome. So, okay, I'm already logged into my website, but I'm going to show you what the website looks like when you first log in. So, let's move you to my other stand now. Okay, so I have this part of my screen covered up because that obviously has sensitive information that I obviously don't want to share. So when you first log into your website, or into your Square account, this is what you're going to see. So it's going to have, on the left-hand side, it's going to have overview, website items, orders, fulfillment, blah, blah, blah. Actually, let me back up. No, that's not what you're going to see. This is what you're going to see. When you log in, it's going to go to your Square dashboard. I'm sorry, I had already clicked on online. This is what you're going to see when you log into your Square dashboard. This is what you will see. In order to edit your website, you want to go to online. Okay? And then we're going to wait for that to load. Okay. Now, I think I can pull this off now. Yes. All right. So then this is what you see once you click on online. This is not my website yet. This is just my back end. You're going to see over here on the right hand side there's a button for edit site. This button shows this is a quick button that I can click on. I am currently accepting orders. This means that people can click on things on my site and order things. If you want to shut that off because you're on vacation or something and you just want to do a quick shut off, you can click on that and you can just toggle this off here, and then nobody can buy from your website. Okay? So if for some reason you need to quickly turn off buying from your website, do that. Nobody can buy. Okay, but I'm going to turn that back on because I've got orders, obviously. Okay, let's go to the website. So I like to go over here. I'm going to click on Edit Site, and you're going to notice, if you notice there was like domains and all of that, that's where my domain is connected and everything. Now, oh yay, there's new fonts. Cool. Okay, so let's see. You guys can't quite see all of this. So this is kind of my editor. I'm going to try to back it up a little bit to kind of give you guys. Unfortunately, I can't go horizontally. I have to stay vertical. Okay. You're going to see all of these on mine. Yours does not look like this because I have designed mine to look this way. When you first select to have a Square website, it's going to ask you to choose a site design, which this is down here. And I could pick a new style. Like I honestly don't even remember which one I picked, but it will have you pick a site design. You're going to notice there's all of these templates for Square, and you can pick any one of those. I picked a template. I don't even remember what one I picked, but apparently this is my current one. And I can't even say if the first one is the one that I have. But every single one will have a header that comes with it, and it'll have some of the stuff. It'll have a home page. In my site design, I uploaded my logo, okay, and so it already had my logo. You can, uploading the logo here changed my logo in the header, okay. I changed my colors to my business colors, and you can change the fonts. I like clean fonts that are easy to read, and you can adjust the shape. Now, the shape is referring to like these things here. So currently, there's two things. I have chosen sharp edges for my images on my home page, and then the pill for buttons. So you'll notice, my buttons are rounded, and then my images are sharp. Those are all things that you adjust in site design. You can play around with it and stuff. I recommend doing this first before going in and making adjustments. All right, so my home page. The first thing I have is my home page. You're going to notice all of this stuff. Okay, so every home page comes with a header. And so if you want to adjust your header, like I have, let me just show you. I clicked on header, and there is content, and it will have logo, navigation, button, and icons, and you can customize those to however you want. You can customize the layout however you like down here. So every time you see customize, it's talking about your layout and all of that stuff. So I made mine so that I chose this one so that my logo was in the middle, and then all of my navigation would be underneath. See this skinny little line? That's referring to the navigation. If I were to click this one, it's going to set my logo off to the side, to the left, and then have all my navigation over to the right. And then, my cart over here, okay? So I like it better this way. I just really like the look of this. I like the way it looks on the mobile app. And then you can even adjust your header scroll settings. You can do a sticky header. So that means when people scroll, see how the header stayed? So when people scroll, it will just stay there, and people can easily navigate to other spots on your website. You can do no effects, so that where they scroll, you just keep scrolling. You can do reveal on scroll up. That's what I have it as. I like it because it goes away when you scroll down, but when you scroll up, it pops down. It's like, oh, hey, do you want to go somewhere else? Here you go. So that's what I have chosen. You can also change your color and style and all of that stuff. Now, when you change your overall settings first, it will apply that to everything. And so that's why I said, when you do your site design, change your logo colors and all of that first, because then that can just easily be applied to everything. And I like having my buttons dark. I like having my buttons dark with, light writing, because it just makes it more visible. It's like, hey, wham, click on this. Okay, so you want to design your header, and then you say, hold on, let me go back to this. You're like, well, I don't have any navigation links. You will when you create more pages. So for me, I created separate pages for, custom cookies, so when they hover over custom cookies, it allows them to click on business options as well. Pre-order items, cookie classes, and then notice how when you hover over cookie classes, there is a sub menu that they can click on the specific cookie class they want. If they want gourmet cookies, more. In my more is my about page, or if they want to purchase a gift card, which Square allows you to do online gift cards. So in navigation links, I can arrange how I want my links to look. Now you won't have any. Now listen to it, because you're going to be like, I don't have any navigation links. You won't have any until you create more pages. I'm just showing this to you now. We'll come back to it. But your navigation links is here, so you can arrange them however you would like. You can, in order to make one fall, so let's say I wanted to change, no, it's not. Oh, it's not letting me do this. If you wanted one navigation link to fall under another, you just kind of pull it in, and then you put it under. See, like this gourmet cookies is going to put it under cookie classes. Obviously, I don't want it to do that, but you can see how it did that? All right, I'm going to pull it back out. I'm going to put it back to being above my about section. All right. And if anybody's asking questions, I'm sorry. I'm not even watching the comments right now. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to go back in and look. Okay, my main banner. So if you're wanting to add things to your page, now I think the main banner is something that's already there as well. but you can, yeah, I think the main banner is one that's already there because it's not showing. Yes. Okay. So your page will come with a header and a main banner. My main banner is the thing that everybody's asking about. They're like, how did you get that to look the way it did? Okay. Click on main banner, image, and you can customize your main banner. Again, look at this. There's so many layouts that you can choose for your main banner. I didn't like the layouts that had the writing over top of the picture because I could just never get it to look right. And some of them just looked way too big. You can select the size of your section. With this particular one, you can only select one size, medium. It won't even let you change the section height. The alignment of your main banner, you know, I could change the alignment. Oh, this is for the wording to be, you know, left alignment, right alignment. Oh, you're not even seeing that. Or middle, and I wanted it to be middle. Okay. So, and obviously, you can change your color styles again and everything. You can even change the color of your background, which is what I did here. And so I had a custom color in here, and I chose a color that I liked in here. And then, so how did I change my image to be circle? Well, once you add your image to your main banner, hit edit, and this gives you the option to select the way it's going to look. I can either keep it the original way, I can make it like horizontal, you know, skinny. I can make it a square, I can make it vertical, or I can make it circle. I preferred circle. And then you can choose to zoom in and make the image bigger or zoom out. Obviously, I don't want it to look stupid, so I kept mine zoomed out. And you can even rotate your picture. There's a lot you can do in that. All right. Yes. Yes, I don't want to save those changes. Now this currently does not have a link. I should have a link. For the image, I probably should put a link so that when they click on it, you know, they go to my custom request link. Then under image, you're going to see things like headline. You can adjust, you know, the wording for the headline. You can choose to even turn it off. Oh no, it's not letting you turn off headline. You can, it's text, it's letting you know, if you don't want to put additional text, you can turn that off, and that will be gone, but I do want the text there. And then button. So I wanted a button for people to send custom requests. In this, I put the link to my Google form. You're going to notice here, links to, and then you add your link. I wanted it to be an external link so that they could easily come back to my website. So external link meaning this is not going to link them to something inside my website. This is taking them outside of my website to my Google form. And then I clicked this square here, open the link in a new tab, meaning it's going to keep my website up, but it's going to create a new tab for my Google Forms link for them to be able to send their custom request. Okay, so that is just my main banner. My main banner is taken care of. Now you have a pretty main banner. Okay. If I'm going too fast, just like screen or something. But like I said, you can come back through and watch. Now, the rest of this stuff will not be there. The rest of this stuff is, if you hear a bunch of crazy noise, it's my daughter trying to break into the bedroom. I have the door locked. My husband is out in the living room. So the rest of these are things that you may or may not see on your page. I have added these on my own. So if I want to add a section like Halloween pre-orders, I want people to automatically go to that. For that, I created created a button, because the thing that I am selling right at that moment, pre-orders wise, I want people to be able to quickly, get to it and see that on my website. So you would click add section, and then it gives you a whole bunch of things here: featured items, featured categories, events, membership, things like that. I chose button, and then you can set up, however you want your button designed. I don't know why it's doing this. I could choose all sorts of setups and things like that. Let's say, like, hey, I want to do this, and I want to notify them of, Thanksgiving pre-orders happening. So I'm going to click add. And then now it's going to allow me to change my style. Obviously, since, we have the default setting. I prefer the default because that's what I designed on the site design section. You can change your background. For things that I have pre-orders going on, I like to make the background slightly darker color than the white, just so it catches people's attention. Oops, where do we go? So now I want to edit this section. So you click on that section, and now you have to click on the specific things that you want to edit. So now, let's say I want to do Thanksgiving pre-orders. All right, well, I don't like the way that looks, so we're going to make that a little bit smaller. There we go. All right. And usually here is where I say something to the effect of only available for local pickup in Durant, Oklahoma. That's where I'm located. Not available for shipping. Something to that effect. I like to let people know right off the bat, like, this one's not available for shipping, because we can ship. And then in here, this is my button link. This is what people will click on. So I sometimes will just keep view products or view items, or you could say something like purchase. Whoa, I didn't do that. There we go. Items. And then you want to add a link. Now for me, I won't create my button until I have a specific page for my pre-orders. But I do have a page for my pre-orders, so I would add a link. I'm going to link to a standard page. This is a page I've created. And I'm going to select my pre-order items page. If I want to take them straight to the Thanksgiving section, then I would click on this, and then if I had, it's not going to show you Thanksgiving or whatever. It's going to say, okay, well, which section is it? Is it in the first featured item section? Is it in the second featured item section? I don't have Thanksgiving pre-orders up yet, so for me it would be a third featured item section if I wanted to take them straight to the Thanksgiving pre-orders. And then obviously I would click save on that, and then click on the picture, and then you can add your Thanksgiving image. Now I am not going to save this because I'm not going to have this on my site right now, so I'm just going to delete this section. But this is just showing you, this is one of my sections. This is a button I've created that can allow people to click through to another page. So we're going to delete that for now. Yes, I want to delete that. My text and image section. So this is how I get specific sections for people to be able to click on. Before I do that, let me show you how I have all these different pages. Up here, so down here is where you are adding things to the home page, the page that people see when they first go to your website. Up here is where you want to add pages. specific pages that people are going to click to. So I am going to add, if I wanted to add a page, let's say, I'm wanting to do a page for my cookie subscription box. It's going to give you an option for a blank page, contact us, gallery, gift cards, and then it says show more. They have an about page, home page, stories overview, or a story. Okay, so Square recently rolled out stories where you can actually have like a blog on Square now. Actually, I'm going to click on story because that is something I'm planning on doing a blog. No, you know what? I said I would explain. We'll come back to that. Okay. So if I'm just wanting to create a page for my, let's say, like I said, my cookie subscription box, I'm going to create a blank page. I'm going to name it monthly, blah, if I can type, subscription box. Now it's going to ask you, should we add this page to your navigation? Yes. You want that added to the navigation bar that goes across the top. Yes, please do. Now, this is my blank page. There is nothing on it. What do I do? Okay. Your header, the header stays the same. That is your page header. You leave that alone. There is no main banner right now on this page. I don't want a main banner necessarily, and the footer is down here. So I need to add a section to kind of explain what the cookie subscription box is about. So I can choose any one of these things. So I might do, I think, membership. Yeah. So I might do, hey, you can become a member. And I'm going to pick membership, add, and then I'm going to change this, my monthly subscriber, and then this, or, you know, I'm going to, because this is, that's kind of confusing to people, monthly, cookie subscription box. And then here I can change the about text, but then in here I can change the memberships. I have a small box and a large box. So I could click on this. Okay, what did you do? Here we go. Why is it not letting me? Prices. Okay, so you can adjust the prices. All right. Oh, and you can change your images, prices, titles, buttons, description. So you can change all of that. And then there should be a way when they click on the one button. Okay, why is this not giving me option to add? You know what? I'm not going to do membership. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm confusing you. Oh, create a membership. It looks like you don't have any memberships in your store. So I'm going to create a membership or subscription. So here we go. I missed that part. So if I already had a membership or a subscription created in my items, then it would allow me to select from it, because you could, in the more options section, it could allow you to select. Or you can create one. And here you can create the membership item. And then, if I remember correctly, in the membership, the modifier, a membership, it will renew it. So that's really cool. If you have a monthly subscription box, you kind of don't have to do the back end kind of thing. If they click on a membership, it's going to renew. Yes, I want to exit. Okay. So I know I just unloaded a bunch of information on you. um, I'm actually going to delete this page because I'm not ready to finish designing it. So I am just going to delete this page. But I was showing you that to show you how you can, how you can click on this, add a page, and when you click on adding a page, you can decide on which one you want. So you'll notice, again, you're going to notice that I have, over here I have custom cookies, pre-order items, cookie classes, gourmet cookies, and more. So once I've added all my pages, then when I change the way my homepage looks, people can click on these buttons and it will take them to the page that has the items. So I chose to do a text and image on my homepage, and again, you add that in the add section part at the bottom. You could also, I'm sure, add section up here. Yeah, it'll allow you to add section there. So I added a section, text, and image. And then in this, you can decide on your content. You can decide if you want a whole section title. I did not, because a section title then creates a title up here. I did not want a section title. I just wanted the image, and I just wanted the description and the button. So in my customize, the layout and color, I chose this one. And you've got your images and your descriptions underneath. You can choose how many columns you want. You can choose to have 3 or 4 side by side. Now keep in mind, when you do that, it's going to make everything smaller. And again, you can change the background. You can change your alignment. So that just means your text alignment. That's not meaning anything else. So see, when I change my text alignment, it then changes the things to the middle. I actually kind of like that. I may look at changing that because I kind of like that. What do you guys think? I think it looks better like underneath. I'm going to keep that. Okay, and then what it's going to ask you to do is add a group. The group are your pictures. So I already added these two. If I were to add another group, it would then give me another option to do a picture, the text, and then everything underneath. I'm going to delete that one though. So when I created a group, in this text and image thing, you upload your image, you can edit it, and then you can link. So for me, I made a link for both my image and my button because I wanted people to be able to click on any part of that section and be able to get to it. So when they click on that picture, I said standard page. It's going to take them to the custom cookies page. And then that's the link it's going to take them to. It's going to take them internally to my to another page. Then title. So title is obviously the name of that section. So for me, it's custom cookies under this one. And then you can add extra text. You can choose to not have the text. You can turn it off and not have text at all. But I like to have, just a little bit of extra text so that people can know exactly what that's about. And then your button. Again, you're going to want to add a link to your button. And then for here, this link sends them again to the custom cookies. And for this, I did not want to link it to a new tab because I wanted to just kind of keep them on the same page. Otherwise, you're going to cause them to pop up a whole bunch of web pages, and people don't necessarily like that. And you can do that first, so you can edit both of them. That was just editing one, and then you can edit this one. If I wanted to put my business options first, I grab these little guys and I pop it. Whoa. My second child is mad. Okay, that one's not going to let me adjust. Let's pull this one down. There we go. So if I wanted to change the order, you just simply do that by grabbing these little dots here. Okay, so I liked the way it looked, putting this in the middle. So I am going to keep that. Anytime you make any changes and you want to make sure that it is going to your site, because none of these changes I've made are actually going to happen on my site until I hit publish. That is this blue button up here. We are only working on the back end. None of this is actually happening on my website until I hit publish. So kind of like people say, make sure you hit save on your document, although back in the day we had to. Now things just auto-save. But I say back in the day, but I just remember, in college, it's like if you didn't hit save, you could have lost all your your entire document. And I learned to always regularly hit save. Publish is kind of like your save button. So I want this change to happen, so I'm going to hit publish, and then that's going to happen on my site. Yay, that has been published to my site. Now I'm going to adjust my other text and image things because I like the way these are. So let's see, my layout, middle alignment. Okay. Publish. Okay. Now, so we've talked about the header, and that is where you have your logo and then your navigation links and your cart button and all of that stuff. Then our main banner, which is like your main thing that you want people to see when they see your site. And then for me, I created a button so that people knew that I had Halloween pre-orders happening now. And then a text and image. This will send people to another page on my website with the descriptions of everything that's going on, or everything that's with that. You can also include your Instagram feed. Sorry, our baby's getting a diaper change right now. So it's not very heavy. I included my Instagram feed, just as more of a, like, hey, you can find me on Instagram kind of thing. And then email newsletter. I included an email newsletter section at the bottom so people can sign up. And then my footer. My footer is just kind of a, hey, we accept all credit cards. We accept Apple Pay. They also do Cash App. There's other things. And there's also navigation to my Instagram, my Facebook, sign up for email, and then just navigation to the rest of the website. And the footer, again, it's very customizable. You can change it up however you want. You can get rid of certain things. I obviously turned off, titles and some other things because I didn't want it to be too overloaded. In your pages, if you want to edit your separate pages, just click on that arrow up there and you can edit your different pages. I know my pages all look out of order. It's fine. That's not where the order happens. It happens when you go to your navigation links and you can change your orders. Let's say my pre-order items page. I want to edit that. When I created my pre-order items page, obviously there's no main banner. No, I am teaching a class right now. My header, obviously, for my website, I did not want a main banner. I just wanted a featured items section. So I added the featured items section here, And then when you add a featured items section, you can select how it's going to look. This one's my favorite because then I can change the title, and I can select what items are going to go in here, and I can decide on what information is underneath it. What's really cool about this is you put in featured items, you can put a title, and then it will allow you to select what items you want to add to your featured items section. So let's say I wanted to, do fall or whatever. See how it says choose items? I can choose what items. I've got a whole bunch of items in my, this is showing visible. So I want to see all of my items. Load more. I've got tons of items. So, and I can just select which items, and you can, just over here, check which items you want, hit save. So let's say I wanted to add, fall. Well, I wanted to add all fall items. Okay, so we've got my fall DIY kit and Falling for Pumpkin cookie class, which they're mostly done, but I'm just going to add all of these items. Hit save. They have now been added, and see, they have the name, the price range, or price, and then, I can change the way fall items, okay? And then when they click on these items, it is going to take them to the item to purchase. Okay, I am going to remove that because I don't want that. So if I were to go to my website, which I'm doing right now, so this is how the general public sees my website. So they want to see my Halloween pre-order items. I can view the treats. It takes them to my Halloween pre-orders page. And let's say they're like, ooh, I want to order the Witch Finger pretzels. Clicks on that. And then you have the item. They can click however many they want. Let's say they want 3. And then they have to pick a pickup date. Okay? Now, let me show you how to do items based on, how to do a pickup item. All right, so I am going to now exit out of my editor, my website editor. Now I am back to this page. I prefer to add items on my site through the online tab, because if you go back to the main tab and if you add items through here, it does not automatically create the items so that they can be sold on your website. But on the other end, if you add items from the online tab and you add items from site items, it adds the item both for selling online and then an item just, for like through your app. So I like to do it there because it hits both sides. Whereas if you did it just from the front end, it's not going to add it to your site items. Now, for, let's say we are creating an item that is for pickup, and you want to set a specific pickup date and time. I'm going to go to one of my Halloween items. I would hit create new item. You are going to change this. You don't want it to say prepared food and beverage. You want it to say service. There's a reason for that. If you have things that people can order at any time and it tells them a specific date and time that they can pick up, if you don't click service, it's going to put all of your items into that category, and it's going to tell them, oh, you can pick this up in 2 days, and it's like, no, 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 like this one's a pre-order item, so we're going to make this a service. So we're going to change the item type to a service. Now, what is our item called? Let's say I want to make boo dippers or Dunkaboos. And I want to make them $7.50. And then obviously you're going to write your description, you know, dunk cookies and buttercream for a delicious treat. Okay, I'm obviously a little more wordy and flamboyant than that, but I'm just trying to help here. I'm going to add an image. I don't even remember where my Dunkaboos photo is. Should be right here. Oh, here we go. Alright, so I'm adding my image. If you do not want your item to be visible right away, you can just put hidden or unavailable. Hidden means you can add a link. So let's say you have VIP people that you want them to be able to access a certain item, but nobody else can. You would choose hidden because then you can you can have a link to that specific item, and so anybody going to your website won't be able to order it. Only people who have that specific link. Or you can mark unavailable. That just means, hey, I'm just adding this item right now. I don't want to make it available yet. So I'm going to make it unavailable. You're going to want to update your stock. This is really great if you're like, hey, I am only going to sell 20 items, 20 of these. Oh, wait, no, I have to hit save first. Now, modifiers. A modifier is when you need to add a pickup date and time. This is where you're going to do pickup date and time options. So you're going to hit manage modifiers. For me, I already have my Halloween pickup date and time options, but I'm going to show you how you create one. So you can create new, and you want them to be able to select from a list. So then you're going to name your checklist so that your shoppers can know what is being selected. So for this, it would be Halloween pickup dates / times. And then don't let this whole price thing confuse you. You can leave it at 0. Like it's not going to affect anything. So I want to do a pickup date of Friday, October 28th at 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock a.m. Hit done. I'm going to add another one where they can pick up Friday, October 28th at 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. Okay. And then I'm going to hit save. Okay. And when I hit save on that, it automatically selected that. That is now a modifier on my page. And you're saying, but how do I make sure they only select one? I'll show you. So hitting done. Now we have this modifier that is going to show up, but I want to make sure they only hit one, select one pickup date. So I am going to hit customize, and then now it says minimum required. Well, I want them to pick up to select a pickup date. Maximum allowed. I only want them to select one. So they must select one pickup date. They can only select one pickup date. And then hit done. And then that is, don't touch. You need to go out, honey. Yep, take your juice. Go. And then now we have our modifier set so that there is a pickup date and time. Remember, in order to do pickup dates and times for them to select, you want to make sure you select service. All right, and I'm going to hit save. I have to hit save before I can put in my stock. For whatever reason, it makes you save that. So now I've got to go back. Sunkaboos. Now I'm going to change my stock. So let's say I only want to make 20 of these. I do not want, to make any more than that. For whatever reason, changing your stock takes forever. It takes forever to load. Okay, so I want to track my stock, and you're going to click on stock received. So I'm going to say I am only doing 20. I'm going to update my stock, and then this is then going to show I only have 20. So if I'm getting low, like if it gets below 5, I believe on my website it will say low stock, so it will warn people, hey, there's not very many left. Okay, so that's how you create a item that is for, has like designated pickup times. There's a lot of crying happening in the living room right now. I have no idea what's going on. My husband's got it. He's got it. Yeah, he's good. Okay, so now I have some of these marked prepared food and beverages. That's because these are items that people can pick up or people can order at any time. So how I adjust when people can pick up, on this left side, let me come out of my items. On this left side, you're going to click on fulfillment and click on pickup and delivery. Okay, you need to make sure you add a pickup location, and so you're going to create a pickup location. You're going to say whether or not you do pickup or delivery. Then I'm trying to remember. Okay, all right, now fulfillment calendar. If you hit edit on pickup, it's going to take you to your fulfillment calendar. And it says, do you want to offer pickup? Yes. Do you want Square to calculate and assign your pickup times automatically? Yes. When can orders be picked up? And I say buyers can pick a time, within my pickup hours. So example, today at, 12:30 p.m. or whatever. Or buyers can see a window with my pickup hours. If a customer places an order during your fulfillment hours, what is the soonest that the order can be picked up? And you can adjust this. Like they will give you multiple options. You can say within 2 days. You can say, down here. How far in advance must a customer place their order? You can say however many days in advance they must place their order. I said 2 calendar days by 12 p.m. And then it says, if a customer places an order during your fulfillment hours, what is the soonest that the order can be picked up? And I said, on a following day. So when you click on that, that's when it will pull up how many days in advance must they place their order. Do you want to let customers schedule pickup orders for future days? I toggled that off because I just didn't feel like dealing with that. But you can, and they can schedule up to, like, let's say they could schedule up to 90 days in advance. So if you have items that people can order at any time and they're like, hey, I want to order cookies for, Christmas, order, these specific cookies for Christmas, they can actually place an order and choose a time within your calendar. It will allow them to choose up to, December or whatever. I toggled that off for now because I didn't feel like dealing with that. It also says, do you want them to limit the number of orders that can be picked up or delivered at the same time? You can hit limit, and it will only allow them to do like a certain number of pickups every time. I didn't turn that on. And then I wanted it to send me order tickets based on the pickup and delivery time, not necessarily based on when the order is placed. because if somebody were to set a future pickup, you know, pickup or delivery time, I want it to let me know which one is coming sooner. And then this is where you decide what your hours are going to be. For me, my pickup hours are every day, Monday through Saturday, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. or 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then and then Saturday I don't do evening pickups. Is restricted dates. This is where you say, I am not available on these dates because I am gone on holiday. I am gone on vacation. So I actually, I'm going to add some vacation dates here. Let's say from, and it doesn't let you select a window, so you have to select, my boys are wrestling, so that's why there's a whole bunch of noise. Hold on. Isaac, Matthew, you need to move away from the door because everybody can hear you. Go. They can hear you. Go. You can have a piece of it. Oh my goodness, he wasn't even hurt, y'all. He was not even hurt. He was being all dramatic and like falling to the floor. Guys, pray for me. Okay, so again, like I said, it won't let you select a specific range. So you can have a piece of one. You can have a piece of it. I'm adding this now so I don't forget it. And then you can allow people to select curbside pickup if they don't want to come to your door, or if you specifically want them. Okay, good. You want them to do curbside pickup. You put your contact number. You know, this is my Google business number. You can select that, and I have customers who specifically select that, so I know I need to walk it out to them.
I like it.
You don't like it? Okay.
It doesn't have
frosting.
Oreos.
Oh, it doesn't have Oreos? Not all of my cookies have Oreos in them, honey. Okay.
Marshmallow one.
Yeah, no, you're not having a marshmallow one. Okay, go. So then, you know, if I wanted to save that, I could save that. Fulfillment calendar. So this is going to help Square calculate. It says, this is just saying, you know, can we test how it's going to look. So I'm telling them if an order was placed at 4:30 p.m. on August 18th, I typed that in. It calculated, okay, today's the 18th? Yeah. Then the soonest it would let anybody pick up is Friday at 9 a.m. because I said I need 2 business days for before the order can be picked up, and that order needs to be placed by 12 p.m. Okay? So since the order was placed after 12 p.m., it essentially added a 3rd business day. Okay? So that is for things that people can perpetually buy. So if you've got gourmet cookies, gourmet items that you want to allow people to buy at any time, then you want to do this, and you want to make sure that your schedule is very clear. And like I said, you can add your location. Okay, and in pickup, you're going to have to put your location. Let's see. Let's go back to the website. For items that require shipping. So I don't like to do shipping through Square. If you are allowed to ship, I don't like to do shipping through Square because I like to get my shipping labels through Pirate Ship. And Pirate Ship has, you know, the discounted labels, and I like to I don't want my shipping to be just calculated based on the size and weight of my box, because I like to add a little bit more to kind of cover, labels and things like that. And so I have like specific designated shipping prices. So if I'm going to add shipping to an item, I create another modifier. Remember back when we were doing modifiers, I create a modifier, and in which I have people select whether they're going to pick up or they are doing shipping. And then if they're doing shipping, it adds money. So, it adds a fee. So, for example, let's go back to the items. Site items. I actually did this with my Hocus Pocus boxes. People were allowed to order for shipping, or get it shipped. So, Hocus Pocus Watch Party Treat Box, one of my modifiers was, they could, one of the things was shipping when you did, clicked on pickup date or time. So, in this, let's see, here we go, I'm going to show you. So I had added all of my pickup dates and times, but then if people wanted it shipped, that's when I changed the amount. It was $12.50 for it to get shipped, and that covered the cost of all my shipping costs. And I just do like general flat rate shipping prices. So some people it might actually cost less, for it to ship, and some it might cost $1 or so more. But I find that with the ones that cost less and the ones that cost more, it all kind of comes together price wise. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I was going to cover. Do any of you have any questions? Or are your brains just overloaded now? If you have any questions, just, pop a, just let me know. Anyone? No questions? Have I killed your brains? Was this at all helpful? I'm deleting that item that I had added. Wow, you're all really quiet. Uh-oh, what did I do? I just clicked something. I don't know what I did. No, I don't want to write a comment. Brain is fried. I'm sorry. I told you. Okay, so I told you it took a lot of tears and pain and a lot to, did I discuss pricing? What do you mean by pricing? You go to the city course in the college. Okay. Hopped on late. Did you cover how to do a custom order on Square? Do you mean like a custom request? I still send people to a Google document for custom requests, like a custom request. I did share how to send people to that Google document. You could create a form through Square. However, okay, so Square and Squarespace. Okay, let me answer these two things separately. So with Marcy, for custom orders, I went over how to create a a button that sends people to your Google form, or whatever form you have. You could create a form through Square, however, you have to then pay for the Forms app in Square to be able to do a form inside of Square. So I don't want to have to pay for forms. I would like my form to be free. So I created a button to send them to my Google form. And then they can fill out the form, and then I'll get the form from that. For the pricing for the site, okay, so Square and Squarespace are different. Squarespace is a completely different website builder. It's so confusing. It's kind of like, Corey's Crumbs Cookies and Crumble and, that whole thing. Squarespace and Square are different. So Square is the place where people can actually purchase through. Squarespace is just a website builder. Now, they say Squarespace, you can link to your Square in that. I just like to be able to do it all from Square. So for pricing, Square website is free for the first year. Now, actually, it can be free completely if you just choose to use Square's domain, which is like, let's say for me, I did offthelidcookies.square.site or .site.square.com or something like that. But I didn't want that. I wanted my domain, offthelidcookies.com. So I opted for one of the cheapest package, the professional package, I believe. It allowed me to have my own domain for the first year for free, but then after that, I have to pay $140 a year. For me, it's worth it. To have my own domain, it is worth to pay the $140 a year. They also have like a next step up that I think is like $179 a year. That one, you can, there's just a few more added benefits. You can get PayPal. You can allow people to pay through PayPal, and there's a few other things. For me, the cost is not worth it just to get those few extra added things. For linking your TNCs in your footer, you can add a link to your terms and conditions. Like if you wanted a link that will direct them to your terms and conditions, you can add that to your footer. I don't yet. I actually plan on creating, that's something that I'm going to do. I plan on creating an extra page that will have all of my terms and conditions laid out, and then adding that to my header so that my terms and conditions can be on my page. How do I convert my free site to a paid site to link my domain I purchased and never used? Okay, so we're going to go back. I'm going to go out of editing my website. That would be on, here, I'm going to, again, cover this up because there's sensitive information. So if I clicked out of online, I'm going to go to home. So to be able to do the whole domain thing, that is straight from the home page. Now I lost it. I'm trying to remember where domains was at. Maybe it is still in online. I haven't had to go to the domain section in a while, so I'm trying to remember. Website. Oh, there it is. Website. So in the online tab, click website, domains. You're going to go here. And then here, you're going to, there's a button to connect domains. So you're going to click on that. I already have my own domain. So you can find a custom, so this is if you want to purchase through Square. You would click in here and you can type out and just make sure it's available. But if you want to use a domain that you own elsewhere, which Trisha, that's what you're saying, you're like, I purchased this elsewhere and I never used it. Use a domain I own elsewhere, click click it in here. You're going to verify, and I cannot quite remember like the whole verification process, what exactly you do to do that. I think it just takes some time for it to verify. So you're going to type in your domain that you own elsewhere, and then click verify. It's super simple. You just type it in, click verify, and then that is it. Mine is already connected. So, and then, obviously if I wanted to manage my domain, I can do that. It's saying my provider is unknown because I didn't order mine through like Google or anything. I did mine through whatever Heather suggested that one time, or multiple times. So I hope that answers the whole how to link your domain. Did that help? Oh, you're welcome. Any other questions? I'm going to have to hop off soon because I have a conference I'm going to pretty soon, and I still have to make dinner for my family. So, Sweet LA Bakes, I don't know what your name is, but I'm actually just going to create another page for my TNCs, terms and conditions, and then they can go to it at any point. How long do you recall it taking you to set up your website? Whew. Well, because I was learning as I went, it took me a while. It took me a long time. But that's what I was hoping to kind of help walk all of you through this, so that it didn't take you as long as it took me. I would say I went at it, I attacked at it full force, and I spent a couple days working on it, obviously taking breaks because I have a family to take care of, and business as well. So I would say it took me a couple days of just consistently working on it, but that was just trying to figure it out on my own. So I'm hoping that it won't take you guys as long now that I've been able to walk you through it. My website address is offtheLidCookies.com, and lid is spelled with a Y, not an I. So, offtheLidCookies.com, it's with a Y, not an I, because my name is Lydia. So, it's just a play on my name. How do my custom orders get billed if my fee is fluid? Okay, so my custom orders are not fluid. I send invoices for those. So, you can send invoices through Square. You can either do it through your computer or the app. I usually just do it through the app. But, you're very welcome, Colleen. My custom orders, if they send a custom request, and it sends them to my Google document, they will send me all of their contact information on that Google document, and then we will discuss that. That is one thing that I don't have on there, whereas we don't have the ability to do it like where you can select dates that they're not able to, you're able to have dates that they're not able to select and stuff for custom orders. So I still do have to do the extra work of contacting them, talking to them, but on my order form, I say, what date are you needing it by? And I can, if it's falling during a time that I'm booked, I can just simply contact them, say, I am booked, I hope you're able to find, someone, or I usually suggest to people that they can check with, things like that. Also on my form, I believe I say, please allow up to a certain amount of time for me to contact you back. I also ask them how they want to contact me. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. They click on custom request. This is my custom cookie order request form. I just lay it out right from the get-go. Oh, I need to change this because my prices have changed. It just lets them know what the starting point is price-wise right off the bat. So if they're like, oh, she's too expensive, they're not even going to send me a form. So I make sure they tell me their full name, their phone number, their email, And then, what is the best way to contact you? They have to select text or email. And then, how will you be getting your cookies? Local pickup or shipped. So in here again, I say there's a $12+ shipping fee because it might cost more to send if they're wanting multiple dozen. It's going to cost more. So if choosing shipping, please put your shipping address. So they have to put their shipping address, requested order pickup date, or need by date. So then they would put that there. They have to select. They have to select what flavor they would like. Please leave a detailed description of your cookie order request. How many dozens you need. And then this is where my TNCs, I also attach my terms and conditions to this form. And here, you're going to transfer your domain to Market C Squared. My pickup address is displayed whenever somebody places an order. But you don't see my pickup address until somebody starts making an order, Tiara. And here in my terms and conditions, I make it so that they have to select that they have read them or know that they have not read them. This again is kind of that's like their signature of saying, that it's been read. Tiara? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. I will show you. And then they submit the form, and then I'll get the form, and then I contact them. So I know how they want to be contacted, whether it's text or email, and I know all the information I need to know before we even interact. And if it's a theme that I'm not really thrilled with, then, I know that. Or a theme that I just don't feel comfortable doing. I already know that straight from the get-go without even contacting them. Now, Tiara, see, this is my website. You're going to notice that the only thing that you see is that I am located in Durant, Oklahoma. There's nowhere on my website that you see where my address is until they were to order. So, like gourmet cookies, that is something that they can order at any time. So, I don't know why it takes so long for this to load. It takes a while for my pictures to load. There we go. So, when they click on that, it takes them to my gourmet cookie page, and then let's say they're like, hey, I want to order a jumbo chocolate chip. I'm actually going to change this up too so that there's other things that I can do. Oh, I need to add stock. You're very welcome. So let's say they want to order a half dozen jumbo chocolate chip. Okay, you can, let's say I'm going to order 2 half dozen, add to order. Okay, now I'm going to continue to my cart. So now that is where it shows the pickup location. So they have to go to their cart and go check out. And notice how with this one, these are the items that they can perpetually pick up, or they can order at any time. And it says, please note, your order will be ready on our next business day, Wednesday, October 26th at 9 a.m. And then it gives the address, gives them the option to leave a tip, and then they can check out. So they have to be trying to make an order in order to see the address. So I hope that makes sense. Trisha, it's what I see after I hit verify. Okay. So it's asking you. connect to your site to continue to manage it through your domain provider or transfer to Square. So is it, Tricia, is it asking you to, like, select which one? Or is it just kind of saying that? It's asking you to select one. You can connect to your site and continue to manage it through your domain provider or transfer to Square. Transfer your domain to Marcus to Square. Oh, okay. What you want is to be able to continue to manage it through your domain provider is what I believe it, you know. So what it's asking is, I think what it's asking is, do you want Square to take over management of this domain? For me, I didn't want Square to have ownership. I think what it's asking is, do you want Square to have ownership of this domain for you? Or do you want to continue to allow, Google or whatever you purchased it through to have ownership of it? For me, I wanted my domain to be independent of Square in the event that I decided to drop using the Square website. Okay, Namecheap. Okay, so I think that's what I'm understanding. It's asking, hey, do you want Square to take ownership of this domain, or do you want to continue to manage it through Namecheap? That's not going to change whether or not it's attached to your website. It is attached to your website now. So if you were, now it does sometimes say it'll take up to 24 hours for it to actually connect. So, but you can go ahead and try your domain and see if it jumps you to your Square website. Like try typing in, what is it, Mimi's Cookie Creations. I'm just going to see if it's going to take me. Okay, it's saying the site can't be reached, which probably means it hasn't finished verifying yet. Oh, you haven't done it yet. Okay. I was just seeing if it worked, but so that's my understanding. Is they're just asking, do you want Square to take ownership of this domain, or do you want to keep it through Namecheap? So, well, everyone, I need to get going so I can make dinner for my family, and then get to the conference that I'm going to this evening. If there is anything else, if you guys want me to do like a follow-up, like a part 2, if you want me to do slower, college, I know the college students are like, hey, do a college live. I'll talk to Heather and see about doing that. So hopefully that was helpful. You're very welcome. I will talk to you all later.